Hey guys, it's Connor, obviously. But today, since we're all kind of bored in quarantine, I thought I'd share a few story times that I have put together. These obviously, these happened before quarantine because we can't really make new memories at the moment. So the first story, so there's 3 stories. The first story is kind of like a weird but funny story because we laugh about it. There is the second story, which is just weird. And then the third one is like a really funny story that I really enjoy telling. It might not be in that order, I'm just saying like you'll probably figure out which ones are the funny, which ones are the strange. But the first one is the strange but funny. So my friends and I, after school, we usually go to the library or, like after school, because we walk down the street to the library because our school is like here and like down the street is like the library. Usually when we're walking down the street, like no one like actually like tries to stop us because my friends and I we're really loud. Like we're kind of crazy. Like I scream at the top of my lungs sometimes, and I know like my friends and I like are very not shy in public. So anyways, yeah, so we're walking down the street kind of being our usual selves. We're like a group of like 5 people, and this lady, we see this lady from the distance walking towards us, and you can already tell that she looks just like, I don't know, just like literally like the worst person you want to be talking to. And she comes over, like we see her walking, she has her little Pomeranian dog in her like fucking leash over. She's dressed very, she's an old lady. She's like dressed very like old. And she's walking towards us on this street, on the sidewalk. She comes up to us, she says, "No drugs, be safe, no funny business." And she has her finger in her face. And the last thing she says, she's like, "That's an order." And she walks away with her little fucking dog. Like, okay, first of all, who told you could start ordering people around? My friends and I were crazy, but we're not on drugs, like we're not taking drugs. Like we're walking down the street to go to the library after school. And this lady comes up to us and tells us that, and orders us basically. We're just like, I guess you kind of had to be there, but like also this lady looked crazy. Like she came, like my friends and I still talk about this because it was the funniest shit. And my friends and I are just like really, like it just didn't make sense. Like this lady, we've never seen this lady before. She just comes up to us in the random of the street. And it's just like, no funny business. I don't know. She was a weird lady. I think she needed a little bit of help, honestly. Sorry. But that's the first story. That was the funny, strange story. Next story I'm gonna tell is probably gonna be the funny story because that one's pretty funny. We're in science class. I think it's 4th period, last period, but it's definitely after lunch. Me and Emma's my best friend. We sit in the class, kind of like at like these like lab tables, but like they're like rectangle. And like there's the stools, you sit at them, and like, you pay attention to the teacher and stuff. There's a smart board and everything. But we're working, but like we have like this project due. It's like a book that you had to write based on like facts and stuff. So, we're drawing. It's kind of a chill class, that's what I mean to say. Like, cause we're drawing the illustrations for our book, and also I love writing. I also love drawing, so it was kind of a fun class, fun like time period thing for me. I know also Emma enjoyed it, but anyways, we're working in class. Something comes over me, and I just start being the craziest person. Like those like bitches that are like, "Oh my god, I'm such a crackhead, you can't take me anywhere." Like that's not me. Like I'm not that bitch. I'm like the actual bitch, I started like being really loud. Emma and I were like pretending to fight. There's actually a video on my Instagram of her, like me telling her to slap me across the face because I literally didn't understand. Like I didn't know what was happening, but I was literally asking her to slap me in the face. But anyways, after that kind of happened, things started to get really crazy. Like me and Emma started like feeding off each other's energy, and the teacher comes over, right? She gets mad at us. There's a point to this story, by the way. It's really funny. The teacher comes up to us. It's the replacement teacher because our actual teacher's away. She comes over and she's like, "I'm gonna need you to calm down," and like tells us to kind of like separate or like just like shut the fuck up. But my crazy ass, like 2 minutes after she leaves, Emma's like, Emma's like, she doesn't have ADHD, so Emma's like able to like settle down, get her work done. But while she's doing that, my brain is still going like a million miles a second. So she's sitting down on her stool, and the stool has like these like rings at the bottom of it, like you can grab it from there. So what I ended up doing was she's sitting down doing her fucking work, and I just pull her stool, flip it, and she goes tumbling backwards, and she literally like falls back, like literally falls back in the middle of the classroom, and I'm just standing there because when I did that, she like grabbed my arm, so I went down with her, and then we're on the floor in the fucking classroom, and the teacher comes over and it's like, what the f just happened? But like, she was a cool teacher, so like, it's, you know, it's good. Everyone in the class is just looking at us like, what? Oh my god, that was such a good time. See, this is why, like, and I'm till this day, we still talk about that story because it is the funniest shit that's ever happened, and we don't even have it on camera, so it's literally in our brains. Yeah, that was a funny story, and now I have kind of a weird story to tell. This one, I don't know, it kind of put me off. So it was this summer. We're walking, it's me and my friends, two of my friends, and we're walking down the street, like from the Starbucks. Like there's this street called Victoria, and it's like there's all these shops and stuff that you can go to, and there's also a Starbucks there. So we're walking down this street after being from the Starbucks. I think we were going to the McDonald's to sit down or something, and we're walking on the sidewalk, and this man is approaching us, but Emma and I are kind of being like a little crazy. Marianne was there too, but we're being a little crazy, you know, we're just talking, having fun. So this man approaches us, and Emma said like, "Oh, hi sir," like as a joke, but at the same time, like, she didn't think he heard her because she didn't say it loud. Like, she just said it like, "Oh my god, hi sir," like that. Like, we're walking on the street and she said it like that, because we're also talking over her and saying other shit. She might think that's the reason why he stopped, but he stopped. He looks at Emma and he looks at Marianne and he's like, "Quel beau fille." Yeah, so keep in mind that this guy was in his 70s. Very creepy. Like, I'm telling you, it's creepy. Like, this wasn't normal. Like, we're walking down the street, right? And he comes up to us and he's like looking at Emma and Marianne, and he's like looking, you know? He's like, "Quel beau fille." Like, he's being all like not flirty, but like weird, you know? Like, you're 70. And also, like, he didn't look like a nice man, so he kind of made them feel really uncomfortable, and they were showing that they didn't feel uncomfortable. So Emma and Marianne kind of like, you know, walked past him, like walked away. The man did not hesitate to look back and look at some booty, but obviously I just kind of stood there, and I was like, I didn't say anything. He looked at me, he's like, "C'est quoi ton recette?" What's your like recipe for having these girls? And I literally was so close to being like, "Bitch, what? I'm gay." You don't assume that. Like, I just, like, obviously he's old, he didn't grow up with that kind of mentality, but at the same time, like, who the f are you to go up to a group of like 3 14-year-olds and say they're hot, you know? Like, yeah, so that one was a little weird. So we kind of walked away from him, and then like he just kept on going. But that one put me off. That was a weird experience. But that's the end of this video. I don't know why I made this, because I don't think anyone's gonna enjoy watching this. It gave me something to do today. Now I gotta edit this after. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. I shouldn't do that. And I will see you guys later. Bye.